I would like to tell you the story about a woman named Joan. Here's Joan now. Look how happy she is. Joan, as you can see in this picture, is an Englishwoman. She was born a very, very long time ago, in the 800s AD. Now, if you know your history, this was a time that the papacy, or the popes, pretty much, it's a time that the papacy was very volatile, it was very corrupt, and as you can see, this pope here was very, very, he wasn't a great pope. This is the sword that he used to kill lots and lots of people, and this is the sack of money which he got from all of his subjects. He was basically just kind of a jerk, and it's not just this pope, it was a lot of popes before him, so really this was a time that there was a lot of intrigue, a lot of confusion, a lot of corruption in the papacy. Let's see here. Oh yeah, back to Joan. This is what's really important here. Joan was very, very highly educated, especially for a woman, because she had a very, very strong intellect. You see this, her being smart, and her intelligence was that which she was able to go to higher degrees of education, especially in philosophy and theology, which is really what interested her. She was very interested in kind of learning about people, about learning how the world worked, about learning about God specifically. And she had a tutor. Like a lot of people in her day, she learned kind of under the instruction of a tutor. And different from a lot of other people in her day, she sort of had she sort of had a thing with her tutor. And this is her holding hands and cheesing with her tutor, and basically they were deeply in love, and they kind of had this big old affair, and that's just kind of how Joan rolled. Like she wasn't really concerned about what other people were thinking or what other people were saying or doing. She just was going to do whatever she wanted to do, and she was going to make it happen. So around this time, she decided to pretend she was a man. And through this, she was able to kind of solidify her role in scholarship. She was able to elevate herself to higher levels of authority among the scholastic community, especially. And lo and behold, she was eventually elected Pope. So we have Pope Joan. She went by another name and pretended to be a man the entire time, which allowed her to get where she was. She's really just that cool. But Joan made a big mistake. She got pregnant. So now we have a bit of a problem. It's the way that she referred to it. She got pregnant by the person with whom she was intimate. So she wasn't particularly interested in naming him or calling him her husband or anything. I mean, popes don't really have husbands. So basically what we have here is a pregnant pope, and we weren't really sure what to do with this, except just kind of realize that, wow, this is something that's never really happened before. Somehow she was still able to completely hide the fact that she was a woman, even though she was pregnant with a baby. Of course, you can't stay pregnant forever, and eventually that baby had to come out. And it actually happened to come out during a procession through the Vatican, and this is a scene as I imagine it going down, and that's maybe a little boy or an old man in my mind, and he is accusing the Pope of giving birth, that's kind of a big deal. So from here, we know that things aren't really going to go well. We know that there's a lot of drama that's probably going to go down, and this is where history gets a little bit confusing, and there's basically three schools of thought as to what happened next. The first one is, most of it's just, this. So the first scenario is pretty straightforward. They think that maybe she just died right then and there giving birth to her son. I don't know much about childbirth back then. Probably possible. Don't ask me. This is scenario number 2, which I think is more likely. These are people that saw her give birth, realized she was a woman, and decided to beat her to death on the scene. That doesn't seem too out of the realm of possibility. I'm a firm advocate of this one. Then there's scenario 3, which, hold on one moment. Here we have scenario 3, where she was banished and had to join a convent and lived out the rest of her lives kind of in exile, which, I don't know, that seems possible too. I'm not really a historian, so I'm not one to judge. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, and this is her baby. Legend has it that this baby actually went on to become a bishop, so kind of following in his mama's footsteps, which is cute. So, yeah, you gotta wonder, was any of this true? Probably not. A lot of people think that this is just some sort of legend, but it really brings up a lot of interesting issues about the hierarchy of the Catholic society, the hierarchy of the church in general, and it makes you think, like, well, this woman just kind of found her way into popeship, and what does that say about our society today, and the amount that we let women into ministry? So, yeah, that's pretty much it.